Hey there, this is Max with Appre.io. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use some of the advanced capabilities in API Express. Just in case you were not aware, API Express allows you to connect to external data sources and then expose those data sources via REST API. And then it also has a number of extra components, such as an if component, where you can add conditions into the flow. And that's what I'm going to show you today. Now, I already have an API Express project, and you can see I have a folder here and I have some service. So let me create a new folder, and we will call this logic, for example. And then we'll create a new service. Now, so the option you want to select is this one, because this allows you to create the more advanced service flow. Right, let's go create, and then in just a few seconds we're going to have the visual service builder loaded. And as you can see on the left hand side, so these are the components. There is a SQL component for executing a SQL query. There is a REST component, which we're going to use. SOAP component. There is a fork, so you can run a few processes at the same time. And then the condition component, which we're going to use today. We'll also use a mapping component, or the mapping feature. And then the script component allows you to write any custom logic using JavaScript, and we'll use it also. And then server code script allows you to invoke a server code script, an existing script in your account. But let's start first setting up the service we're going to use. So first I'm going to give this a name, and we can call this condition, for example. I'm also going to create a parameter. Now, the service that we're going to use is right here. Is the forecast. Basically, it's a weather service, weather REST API, and then the API is right here. Right, so I'm going to copy this. So this is right here. This is the location that for which I want to get weather, and then I have Phoenix, Arizona here, and then San Francisco. So the service, what it's going to do is going to check for a temperature, and then if it's, for example, above, let's say 90 degrees, we'll say it's hot. If it's below 90 degrees, then we'll say it's cold, right? So just as an example. All right, so let's, again, let's copy this. All right, and then back here, I'm going to drag and drop the REST component. And then right here, I'm going to enter the URL. Now notice that because of this parameter, it is automatically parsed. The only thing I need to do is I need to map it to the query parameter location. Right? And I can click generate and actually test the service. So the only thing is we need to get a location here. So let's do Phoenix, for example. And right, and you can see we get the information, and then the temperature is 95 degrees. So again, this will be, we'll assume this is hot in our case, and then we'll import the response. Right now, even just from here, you can always just test the service, and you can see you can see the location was set here, and then clicking test, and we get the same result. All right, so then this is good. So we got this part. What we're going to do now is we're going to add a condition. So I'm going to drag and drop the condition component, and it has two conditions by default. You can add other condition. So this one is kind of preset, and then this is case here 1. So we can actually make this hot just to make it more interesting. And then we're going to actually specify the condition. So you can write code, but this actually is simpler to use this condition builder. And you can see that this is all the data that we get from the REST API service, and then we're going to select temperature. And then you can say if the temperature is greater than, let's say, 90 degrees, right? That's our condition. And you can add other conditions and so on, right? And so we get this condition. Now, next I'm going to use script component, one here, and then one here. And basically what this means, so if it's hot, right, we're gonna create a response, one response, and if it's not hot, we're gonna create a different response. And so here let's type message, right, and we'll say it's hot, right? So this will be the message, and then we set the message. So this is the template, and then we set the message, and we can just copy this probably and take it here and do the same thing and say it's cold. All right? So that's our sort of logic. You know, if this happens, this is the logic we're on. If this happens, this is the logic we're on. And then finally, right here, I'm going to basically get the result for the service, and I'm going to generate mapping. Oh, actually, let me put a result here first. Right, something like this, and then I'm going to take, oh, I forgot to generate, let me just quickly go back to here, and I forgot to run the script. Right, here we go. So now back here, and let's expand and expand. So you can see that, and we're going to map both of them to the result, and then save and this is the logic that was generated. So we can say if it's hot, we're gonna set the hot branch message, and if it's else, we're gonna set the other message. All right, and the very end, that's all we need to do here. This all preset for us, and let's test. All right, so let's copy Phoenix. So again, it's above 90 degrees. I think that's the value that we set. All right, and you can see it says it's hot. And now let's enter a different value from San Francisco. So it should be much colder in San Francisco right now. All right, and you can see now it says it's cold. All right, so you can see how this is pretty. You can do pretty advanced stuff here, right? With different branches, and then run different logic. And again, if you need to, you can add an extra condition here. It's again very, very flexible and also pretty powerful. And of course, at the end, what you get is just this. You basically just get this API. This is a REST API that you can see that I'm testing right here. So definitely give this a try. And check out our YouTube channel for other videos, and thank you for watching.